Wormslow was a direct outgrowth of the struggle to settle this wilderness colony. During those grim years, Noble Jones worked as a carpenter, physician, surveyor of the province, constable, Indian agent, and soldier. For his services to the colony, he received a grant of 500 acres on the Isle of Hope in about 1736. He called his land Wormslow. Wormslow overlooked Skidaway Narrows, which Jones patrolled with a force of Marines and a guard boat. Any fleet attacking Savannah from the south would have to pass through the Narrows, and in about 1739, Jones began constructing a fortified house to defend it. He built this of tabby, a composition of lime, oyster shells, and sand. The tabby walls would stand up under the coastal humidity and the Spanish guns. However, war interrupted the construction. In the Spanish War, Noble Jones was one of Oglethorpe's officers. Oglethorpe failed to capture St. Augustine, but when a Spanish fleet attacked Georgia in 1742, he repulsed the Spanish, decisively defeating them in the Battle of Bloody Marsh. Although Oglethorpe may have saved the colony, he was called back to England in 1743 to face charges made against him. The determined idealist would never return to Georgia. Noble Jones returned to Wormslow at the war's end and completed the fortified house about 1745. The year before, English journalist Edward Kimber visited Wormslow, and he described it for the British reader.
Wormslow is one of the most agreeable spots I ever saw, and the improvements of that ingenious man are very extraordinary. He commands a company of Marines who are quartered in huts near his house, which is also a tolerable defensible place with small arms. From this house there is a vista of near 3 miles, cut through the woods to Mr. Whitfield's orphan house, which has a very fine effect on the site.
The Bethesda Orphanage was created in 1741 by Reverend George Whitfield. Directly across the river from Wormslow, Bethesda was the one humanitarian project to truly bear fruit in the colony's first years. Noble Jones probably communicated regularly between Wormslow and Savannah, either by water or across the island. Unlike the trustee's dreams, Noble Jones had taken firm root in Georgia, and he would not quarrel with Georgia's protector, the King of England. As the youngest of the American colonies, Georgia exhibited little animosity toward the mother country until after the Stamp Act of 1765. As opposition to the Crown began to grow, one of its leaders was Noble Wimberly Jones. The younger Jones served in the House of Commons of the Georgia General Assembly from its inception in 1755 to its dissolution in 1775. While the father was a Tory and the son a Whig, both were physicians and remained personally close despite political quarrels. Noble Jones had spent less and less time at Wormslow as his governmental responsibilities had grown. Interested in horticulture, Jones experimented with a number of plants at Wormslow and exchanged correspondence with Benjamin Franklin, who sent him various seeds to plant at Wormslow. Jones continued to grow mulberry trees here, and he probably planted small amounts of rice, indigo, and cotton. Noble Jones' health seemed to decline along with the authority of the Crown in Georgia. Perhaps he turned to Wormslow for some solace in the turbulence. Revolution had broken out in the northern colonies, and his son was a traitor to the king. How long had it been since last he had seen London from the Thames? 40 years had gone by since the gleam in Oglethorpe's eyes as he raised the Union Jack before the town on Yamacraw Bluff. What had become of invincible Frederica, built in dreams of tabby, Few now remembered the beginnings. Soon all would forget. Noble Jones could only hope that Wormslow would survive, to bear witness to the dreams that had not died in Georgia, to bear witness to the nameless Europeans who paved the path of all those incredible dreams with their lives.
See what you can find. If a daddy's rich, take her out for a meal. If a daddy's poor, just do what you feel. Speed along the lane, you a turn or a turn of 25. When the sun goes down, you can make it good and live by. When I grab people, when I daddy, when I mean, we love everybody, but we do as we please. When the weather's fine, we go fishing or go sailing in the sea. We're always happy, last for living, yeah, that's our philosophy.